Rome, 2026. You are standing in the middle of the Forum Magnum. Skyscrapers made of reinforced concrete and Italian marble pierce the clouds. A high-speed maglev train whispers past the Colosseum. It is covered in holographic advertisements for the latest Roman gladiator sims. Everyone around you speaks a refined, modern Latin. They check their digital tablets for the latest decrees from the Palatine Hill. There is no Italy. There is no France. There is no Germany. There is only the Empire. One flag has flown over this soil for over 2,000 years. The SPQR is not a historical footnote. It is the global standard. This is the world where the Western Roman Empire never fell. It is a world of incredible technology and total stagnation. It is a world where the Middle Ages never happened. The year is 450 AD. In our timeline, the West is a dying animal. The currency is worthless. Barbarians are at the gates. The tax base has evaporated. But in this reality, Emperor Majorian isn't assassinated by a jealous general. He survives. He purges the corrupt Senate. He stabilizes the silver content of the denarius. Most importantly, he stops fighting the Germanic tribes. He turns them into the new Roman middle class. He gives them land, legal status, and a stake in the system. The barbarian invasions become the Germanic integration. The borders hold. The administrative machine stays intact. The tax revenue keeps flowing from London to Carthage. The church changes forever. In our world, the fall of Rome allowed the papacy to become a political titan. With the emperor still on the throne, the church remains a department of the state. The emperor is the vicar of God. There is no great schism. There is no Protestant Reformation. Religious dissent is treated as high treason against the state. The Roman mindset is practical and legalistic. They don't care about the finer points of the Trinity. They care about order. The rise of Islam in the 7th century hits a brick wall. A unified Roman Empire, backed by the professional legions of the West and the cataphracts of the East, holds the line at the Levant. The Mediterranean remains a Roman lake. Trade never stops. The Dark Ages are deleted from history. Roman engineering is the 8th wonder of the world. By 1000 AD, they have already perfected the Aeolipli. This was Hero of Alexandria's steam engine prototype. In our world, it was a toy because slave labor was cheaper than coal. In this world, the empire runs out of easy conquests. Forced labor becomes expensive and inefficient. The Roman mind turns to automation. They have the roads. They have the metallurgy. They have the legal stability to protect patents. The Industrial Revolution begins in the 12th century. Steam-powered triremes begin patrolling the Atlantic. The Roman Navy discovers the Americas by 1150 AD. They don't find America. They find Nova Roma. There is no competition between Spain, England, and France. There is only the expansion of the Roman frontier. The Aztecs and Incas don't face conquistadors. They face a professional Roman administration that seeks to build aqueducts and integrate them into the imperial tax system. The Americas are Romanized within 2 centuries. Latin becomes the first and only language of the Western Hemisphere. The Atlantic becomes a Roman pawn. Global trade is managed by a central bank in Rome. The lack of competition slows things down. Our world progressed through the friction of warring states. Rome has no rivals. The empire becomes a global monopoly. Science is funded by the state and for the state. If a discovery doesn't help the emperor, it gets buried. We get a 19th century level of technology by the year 1400, but then it stays there for a long time. There is no enlightenment. The concept of individual rights is alien. You are either a citizen or a subject. The Roman Senate is a club for the ultra-wealthy. The emperor is a living god. By the 1700s, the empire faces a population crisis. Medicine has improved. The population of the globe is exploding. The Romans solved this with Roman logic. They industrialized the frontier. They turned the entire African continent into a breadbasket. They built a global rail network that links Rome to Beijing. There is no World War I. There is no World War II. There is only the Pax Romana. It is a heavy, suffocating peace. Small rebellions in the provinces are pacified with clinical efficiency. The legions use repeating rifles and steam tanks to maintain total imperial order. The Roman internet arrives in the 1900s. It is called the Lexicon. It is not a place for free speech. It is a tool for the imperial census. Every citizen's life is tracked from birth to death. The Romans were always obsessed with data and lists. Now they have the digital tools to monitor everyone. There is no privacy. There is only the state. You use the Lexicon to pay your taxes, receive your grain dole, and watch the state-sponsored games. The gladiators are still there. They just use laser-guided weaponry and exoskeletons now. The crowds in the digital Colosseum are billions strong. The social structure is a pyramid. At the top is the Julian, Claudian, Majorian dynasty. They have ruled for nearly 2 millennia. Below them are the senatorial families. These are the CEOs of the global monopolies. They own the mines in the Andes and the factories in Gaul. Then there are the citizens. They have the right to vote for local magistrates, but they have no real power. They get free healthcare and free entertainment. They are kept content so they don't revolt. At the bottom is the service class. Rome never moved past its ancient reliance on forced labor. They just modernized it. It is a corporate, legalistic form of lifelong debt bondage. Debtors and political dissenters work the lithium mines on the moon. Space travel happens early but moves slowly. The first Roman landed on the moon in 1920. They didn't do it for science. They did it for the prestige of the emperor. There are no national space agencies. There is only the imperial aegis. Mars is being terraformed to look like the Italian countryside. The Romans don't want to explore the unknown. They want to turn the unknown into a province. They want to tax the stars. The world is remarkably clean. The Romans love their baths and their plumbing. Every city on Earth has pristine water and massive sewer systems. Architecture is uniform. Every city from Tokyo to New York looks like a version of Rome. Grand arches, Corinthian columns, symmetrical plazas. The aesthetic of the world is frozen in a neoclassical loop. There is no counterculture. There is no modern art. There is only the glory of the empire. The cost of this stability is the human spirit. In our world, the fall of Rome was a catastrophe that led to the birth of the individual. The chaos of the Middle Ages forced people to innovate and think for themselves. It created the Renaissance. It created democracy. In the Roman timeline, none of that exists. You are a cog in a massive ancient machine. The machine is efficient. It is safe. It is predictable. But it is also a cage. There is no concept of progress as we understand it. There is only maintenance. The legal system is absolute. The Romans don't believe in rehabilitation. They believe in exemplum, punishment as a public deterrent. The law is the law. It hasn't changed much since the 12 tables were written. It is a world without defense attorneys in the modern sense. There are only advocates who argue how to best uphold the emperor's peace. War is a forgotten concept for most people. The last major war was centuries ago. The Roman military is more of a global police force. They don't fight battles. They conduct pacification actions. They use orbital technology to monitor and eliminate dissent before it can even organize. The world is peaceful, but it is the peace of a graveyard. You walk through this modern Rome and realize something. You are safer here than anywhere in our timeline. You will never be hungry. You will never be homeless. The state will provide for your basic needs from the day you are born, but you will never be free. You will never have a thought that hasn't been sanctioned by the Imperial Bureau of Education. You will never live in a world where the government can be challenged. The emperor is eternal. The empire is the world. The Western Roman Empire survived by sacrificing the future for the present. It traded the chaos of liberty for the certainty of steel. As you look up at the marble skyscrapers, you see a massive statue of the current emperor. He is dressed in a digital toga. He holds a globe in one hand and a lightning bolt in the other. Underneath, the inscription hasn't changed in 2,000 years. Imperium sine fine. Empire without end. It is a promise and a threat. It is a world where the light of Rome never went out, and because of that, the sun never truly rose on anything else. The Pax Romana is a golden straitjacket. We often romanticize the legionary and the marble villa, but we forget that Rome was the ultimate machine of assimilation. In this world, there is no diversity because there is only Romanitas. Your ancestry doesn't matter. Your local culture is a museum piece. You eat Roman food, you watch Roman sports, and you think Roman thoughts. It is the most successful sterilization of human variety in history. The global economy is a closed loop. There are no market crashes because there is no free market. The imperial annona regulates the price of every loaf of bread and every microchip from Londinium to the provinces of the Maya. Innovation only happens when the state reaches a breaking point. We are a species of clever ants serving a divine hive. This is the ultimate butterfly effect. By saving the empire in the 5th century, Majorian didn't just save a government, he killed the possibility of the modern individual. We traded the messy, violent, beautiful climb of the last 1,500 years for a permanent, comfortable, and soul-crushing status quo. The eagle doesn't just fly, it rules the entire sky forever.